Good is good. It's your boy Ty back here with another video. And in this video today, guys, we're gonna be going over and talking about our top 10 shooting guards in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM. And I gotta start by saying the shooting guard position is one that divides the community. A ton of people would be talking about Kyle Korver as a top 5 shooting guard in the MyTEAM. We're gonna have to see where he does rank on my list. But again, not to spoil anything, he's definitely not in my top 5. I do feel like the shooting guard position is one of the stronger positions in MyTEAM and then that MyTEAM has to offer, especially when you compare it to like the point guard or even like the center position. Like there are just so many good and elite shooting guards in MyTEAM. Now, we're going to start off with number 10, and as we do that, guys, if you're new to the channel, man, make sure to smash that subscribe button. We are on the road towards 120,000 subscribers. My number 10 is Ruby Desmond Bane. Here's the deal with Desmond Bane. If you know, you know. I think with Desmond Bane, it all starts with his hot spots. Hot spots are super important, super valuable this year, and Desmond Bane has hot spots from everywhere. Next, I'm going to hop to that release, okay? Desmond Bane's on normal. Is it on the slow side of things? Yes, absolutely, but it is so chicken in MyTEAM. He moves well. His defense is decent. If you look up and down, he has decent defensive stats. His badges aren't great, but they're okay. Shooting-wise, again, is absolutely elite, absolutely incredible. If you get him from collector level, guys, he should be playing for you guys. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Unless you have, you know, the top guys, unless you're, you know, grinding out B-Roy and getting all those guys, Desmond Bane should 100% be playing for you guys. At number 9, Money Mitch Richmond. A card who, do I think he's worth getting? No. But if you got him, I mean, he's pretty solid, 6'5". And the thing about Mitch Richmond is he's going to shoot lights out. 84 3-ball, great shooting badges, including the silver limitless. And defensively, he's not bad. Very kind of similar stat-wise to Desmond Bane. Released the D-Rob base, pretty smooth, CP dribble style. Not a card I've ever actually used. I haven't used Mitch Richmond, but I've played against him a few times, and the card is really solid. I can't sit there and slander Mitch Richmond. Do I think, again, he is a top 5 or so shooting guard in the game? No. Would I run plenty of guys over Money Mitch Richmond? Absolutely. I just think he is deserving at this number 9 spot because of his offensive prowess, especially his 3-point ability. At number 8, here's where we get a guy that I'm going to talk about for a very long time. Ruby Dillon Brooks. Now, no hot spots. Offensively, absolutely not very good. 77 3-ball. Does have the bronze catch shoot, which is nice. But look at his defense. You're looking at a 90 perimeter. You're looking at an 88 lateral quickness. He's got a wide player model, wide player build. I'm just telling you guys, if you don't believe in Dillon Brooks, watch Nobody Spent Squad series. He's got great defensive badges as well. Again, I'm sticking up for Dillon Brooks because somebody has to if I don't. I just love the card. He knocks down shots. He plays immaculate defense. He can get you paint stops. He's just all around the best perimeter defender in, or one of the best. I don't want to say the best. One of the best in the entire game. And just as Dillon Brooks, in real life, he says he is the best perimeter defender in the entire NBA. Do I necessarily believe all of that? No. But I'm telling you guys, in MyTEAM, Dillon Brooks is not a guy to sleep on. You can grind him out for free. And trust me, he's been absolutely incredible for me in MyTEAM. And a card that probably has a spot in my No Money Spent squad for the foreseeable future. Next up, guys, at number 7, we're going to plug in Ruby Bruce Bowen. A card who, before, 2 days ago, I had never used. I got him on my main account, not the No Money Spent, but my main account. And I'm like, this card is elite. I mean, and with Bruce Bowen, it all starts with one thing. That release, okay? Whatever release he's got is absolutely elite in MyTEAM. He's got one of the best releases in the entire game. It's straight up and down, easy to time, easy to green. And if you want a 3-and-D card in MyTEAM, that is exactly what Bruce Bowen is. Now, does he give you that much else on the court outside of being a 3-and-D guy? No, but he shoots the ball incredibly, plays great defense. Like we just talked about Dillon Brooks. Bruce Bowen's gonna play even better defense than that. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, but you know, I like Dr. J more. I'm going to tell you right now, no. I mean, yes, Dr. J is better, but do I personally like Bruce Bowen more? I probably do. And again, that's just my personal bias because when you look at Dr. J's, you know, speed stats and stuff, he is better. I'm just saying, you can make the case Bruce Bowen's better. We'll wait and see where Dr. J's at on my list because he is higher. But when it comes down to 3-and-D guys, give me Bruce Bowen. Yes, Dr. J can attack the rim a little bit more, give you more as far as an overall card. Just saying, do not sleep on Bruce Bowen in my team. A card I absolutely do love and adore. At my number 6 spot, we're going to plug in Klay Thompson's Amethyst. Now, this card was way overpriced. Not worth the lock-in, obviously. If you got him, he's still fine in my team. 6'6", 6'9" wingspan. Another card that defensively can get the job done. Not as good as like a Bruce Bowen defensively, but offensively is way better. The 93 3-ball, you're not going to see much higher in my team in general. Klay Thompson based on normal timing. Another 3-and-D option, though. I mean, that's basically what he is. Why do I like him more than a guy like Bruce Bowen? Well, he's just got more total badges. I mean, again, badge count is one of the most important things somebody can have right now. And Klay's badges are absolutely elite in my team. When you're looking at Klay and you see a base 26 badges, I mean, that's way better than a guy like Bruce Bowen. So I can't sit there and hate on Klay. Do I think he was worth the lock-in? No. Do I respect him and think he's absolutely incredible? Yes. I mean, two things can be true. And those two things are true. Whenever I play against Klay, though, it's not like I really ever struggle against him. So, I mean, again, am I recommending you guys locking in for Klay Thompson? Not really. At my number 5, we're plugging in Dr. J, Showtime, Julius Erving. Now, the one thing I would say, is he a primary on-ball defender? I mean, he can be, but he's not going to play as good a defense as a guy like Bruce Bowen. He's not going to play as good a defense as a guy like Dillon Brooks. Now, that's just my opinion, but that's from what I have seen. Now, here's the thing with Dr. J. Again, their badges aren't all the same because, again, the 2K database isn't updated. But you guys can see just kind of the overall badge count. 73 ball with his release is going to feel a lot higher, especially if you give him catch and shoot. I'm not even saying you got to apply any other badges to him, but you got to give him that catch and shoot badge. That's the most important badge for a card with like a 73 ball. You give him that, he is not going to miss for you. He is going to be absolutely knocked down, absolutely chicken in my team. And again, as long as he knocks down shots, he still gives you the ability to attack the rim, which is super important with his finishing badges. Playmaking-wise is fine. And again, defensively, I don't necessarily love him as a primary on-ball defender, but he can defend at a very high level. That is true for Dr. J. Card, again, that I don't necessarily recommend you buying. I do think he's overpriced, but you could make the case, and I'm not going to make this case. Somebody could argue Dr. J is the best shooting guard in my team. Somebody could argue that. Am I going to make that argument ever? No. But somebody could absolutely make that argument, and I couldn't really, I could disagree with it, but I can't flaunt that argument because Dr. J is really super good in my team. At my number 4, Vince Carter. When Vince came out, everybody was gassing Vince. Oh my gosh, Vince's release is this. Oh my gosh, Vince's release is that. I get it, right? He has great hotspots. His badges are good. Even his defense is okay. The question I have for Vince, right, and this is just me speaking my opinion, is how great really is he on that defensive end of the court, right? 60 interior, 80 perimeter, 83 lateral quickness, not great defensive badges. That's the one question mark I have. I know Vince's release is going to be good. I know attacking the rim, Vince is going to be immaculate. I know offensively, Vince is going to be it. But how good are you on that defensive end of the court? That's really what it comes down to, because there is a guy who I have higher than Vince that is really fantastic offensively. But again, if Vince's defense isn't that much better than the other guys that I'm going to mention here at my number 3, then I can't put him higher. I mean, it really is that simple. Vince has been a card for year in, year out that I've recommended everybody picking up because his release is so easy to time, easy to green. And he's good at everything, right? He really is. I just wish his defense was a little bit better. My number 3, Devin Booker. And here's what I want to compare. Okay, first of all, their badge count. Now, obviously, these aren't the exact badges. They're a little different. But Devin Booker has more badges than Vince Carter. That's where I want to start today. Now, when I look at Devin Booker, yes, Vince's defense is way better than D-Book. But I'd argue D-Book is the best offensive player at the shooting guard position. And so that has to matter somewhat, right? I mean, an 87 3-ball with the best probably released at the shooting guard position in the entire game. D-Book based on quick. D-Book leaner is cheesy. Again, I hate Devin Booker defensively. I hate him. But, I mean, here's my thing. With everybody running Shaq right now, It is so easy to hide players defensively. Now, am I saying, oh, you should run Kyle Korver? We'll get to that in a second. No, it's not what I'm saying. But it is easy enough to hide players defensively right now. That's why I don't mind Devin Booker. He's my number 3 shooting guard in my team. But again, you guys could have him at number 1. My 3 through 1 is all interchangeable. At my number 2, we're plugging in Diamond Brandon Roy. 6'6", 6'8" wingspan. Now, why do I like Brandon Roy compared to a guy like Vince Carter? Well, defensively, he's better, okay? And you guys might be like, what? No, he's not. Like, what? He basically had to say, look at this, okay? You're talking about a +5 lateral quickness. You're talking about +6 interior. You're talking about a +12 steal. Speed acceleration is better as well as strength. He is way better defensively than Vince Carter. It's that simple, that easy. Now, I personally don't even have Brandon Roy's release really down yet. I mean, it's still a work in progress for me, but even without having it down, he's been elite defensively. He can go get you a bucket at the rim. Draw foul is high. I just love him as an overall card. Now, maybe I'm gassing Brandon Roy because I got him, but I'm just saying, as far as an overall card in my team, I do think the card is decently tough to beat. As my number 1 overall shooting guard right now in my team, I'm plugging in the Amethyst Mirage, Tracy McGrady. Now, I need you guys to hear me out with this, okay? Because you guys are probably like, what, T-Mac? Again, my 1 through 3 are interchangeable. You could have D-Book at 1, T-Mac at 3. I wouldn't care. You could have, Roy at 1, T-Mac at 3. I wouldn't care. My whole thing with this, T-Mac gives you this 6'8" height that I do think is important to have in my team. Because my thing is, he's not going to guard the ball that much anyways. And so if he's not going to be guarding the ball, what else does he provide on the court for you? Well, if you're 6'8", you're going to be decent off ball, right? Helping in lanes, stuff like that. And as long as, honestly, guys, I'm going to say it like this. As long as he can get me that occasional stop, that occasional play the lane stop, he is worth it for me and my team. Again, great offensive ability. He can attack the rim at a very, very, very high level. And defensively, because he's 6'8", I do think he gives you enough on the court. I personally like the T-Mac fade as well. A lot of people might not like it. I like it. I'm getting comfortable with his release. My 1 through 3 are interchangeable. Sometimes I run T-Mac Roy. Sometimes I run T-Mac Book. Sometimes I run Book and Roy. It really just depends. But that wraps it up for my top 10 shooting guards. You guys might be like, well, Ty, where's Kyle Korver? He's not on my list. When I'm looking at Kyle Korver and I see a 64 lateral quickness and a 65 speed, man, take him somewhere else. That's gonna wrap it up for our video, guys. Drop a like on it, subscribe if you are doing it. As always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.